Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we're going to take a look at Everfest. Sorry, we did not do Uprising yesterday because the prices just haven't changed. It's been, the product's not in people's hands yet, so the prices are basically the same thing that they were a week ago. So today we are doing Everfest to take a look at where the market is now on Everfest, and we'll be rotating through a couple sets on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays we'll be rotating through a couple sets weekly. So we'll still be doing all this stuff. If you want access to all this stuff as a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG, where we will be updating the prices in real time every single week. Whenever I do a video like this, you get the updated prices on your collection tracker. It's a great way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel in another way, you can go to CavDanesMarket.com, where you can pick up boxes. You can even get your Everfest boxes right here for $80, or your Uprising boxes still for $80, and there's free shipping on orders of $200 or above. Or you can go shop at MinMaxGamesFab.com, where you can pick up your singles. If you're looking for singles for Flesh and Blood, it's a great way to support the channel as well as get the cards you need. And they have a Road to Nationals coming up as well pretty soon. So those are great ways to support the channel. And let's hop in. First edition booster boxes on TCG Player. That's kind of where we track these, sitting at $72. I believe that's below MAP. I think MAP is $80 if I'm not mistaken. But you can get boxes even for $67 plus $5 shipping, and then you're paying all the fees and stuff on TCG Player. So it really equals out to, you'll be paying around $80, I think, after shipping for these things. So you do have some sellers just really dumping them, though. It's kind of the supply is pretty thick. These products are still, at the best of my knowledge, at least last week, they were still available from one of the distributors. So first edition is still sitting under that kind of MAP price point. MAP might be 76 on those. I can't remember off the top of my head when they changed the MAP pricing. But taking a look at the Fables, the Grandeur of Valhalla is sitting at about $235. This has been relatively stable. We hit like 225 and then we hit 260, but this has been relatively stable here. Sitting 235. The sold listings, maybe one or two sold listings a week, and that's kind of what's killing Flesh and Blood right now in terms of the values of stuff, is that the demand just doesn't, the demand for some of the cards just doesn't seem there. Like a sold listing every 3 days is not going to cause this card to go up in value. What you need is kind of consistent buying of the card. And if you look this month, we've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards sold this month on TCG Player for the Grandeur of Valhalla, which is not a great sign. That's not a great look. And that's something that I think Fab needs to figure out, is how to get that kind of demand going there. Because without the demand, these prices are just going to continue to kind of erode, in my opinion. So we need kind of something to pick up where those cards start selling a little bit more frequently. Sitting at the legendaries, Silver Palms down 22% to $34. The Bastion of Eisenloft still sitting at around $70. And then the Skullcap, pretty soft this week, down 11%. And again, a lot available. I'm wondering if this has something to do with the Crown of Providence becoming a card that people are going to replace Skullcap with, maybe. But you had a huge dip in the price here in the last couple of weeks. And the sold listings, again, like you're selling a couple a week. But there's not a ton, there's not a ton that we've had, this week, looking at it, maybe 4 copies of the Skullcap. This is the cheapest version of Skullcap as well, that is in Everfest. So sitting around $80 this week, and still, signs that it's continuing to go down in terms of the volume of this card being added to the marketplace. If you take a look at the volume, there are quite a few cards there under that $90 price point that we saw last week. And if they're only selling 1 or 2 a week, it's just going to kind of keep adding up. Keep in mind, though, this seller has 0 reviews, but the other ones are pretty good reviewed. Anyway, that's where the Skullcap is. That's where these legendaries are. Average price of $61, which is down 10% this week. Looking at your cold foils, you're still down. Average price down 6%. Average price of the rare ones down 11% this week. And that is, I believe, 2 weeks in a row that we have been down. And then the Majestic down a little bit too. Let's talk about these rare, because there was a lot of interest in these. James White came out and said that the community hasn't really figured out how to use these, and that they're going to be super used, and they're going to have this utility. That's what caused some of the value to go up on these cards. But now we're starting to see some retractions, especially like this one surprised me. Potion of Deja Vu, which is really the pinnacle of these cold foil rares, down to $13. And let's take a look at the volume sold of the Potion of Deja Vu. You see a lot on the market, and keep in mind 2 weeks ago or a week ago, this was a $17 card, and now all of a sudden all these copies onto the market. And you're starting to see, if you look at sales history and you filter that by cold foil, we'll throw in this one too, just in case that's how that works. But you just don't have a whole lot selling. You know, this week you have 4 or 5 copies selling. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. If this product is still being opened, the volume of which these cards are selling needs to increase in order for this to not go down in value, because the boxes are still available, so people are still opening them. And so that's going to continue. If you are investing in this stuff, you got to kind of wait until the boxes are not available anymore, and then people stop opening them as a result of not wanting to not have sealed product, and then it's kind of time for the singles prices to go up. So as long as these boxes are still available, I think the prices are going to be pretty soft, honestly, and it's going to be hard for a buyout to work. And there's been some talks of buyouts and stuff like that. It's hard for a buyout to work when the boxes are still being opened. So that's why in Magic the Gathering, reserve list buyouts are kind of the thing that happens the most, and not these kind of, you know, in print buyouts. So extended art rainbow foil, this is kind of one of the things I've always said is really important for this set. These cards need to have some value in terms of the product having some long-term value. You got Aether Wildfire up to 108. There was a sold listing of an LP copy at like 75, but near mint sitting at about 108, which is good. All in all, we're up 10% here, kind of due to that card moving from 75 to 108. There's another sold listing this week at 75, but it was an LP copy. The other ones seem to be pretty stable too. Like, this is a good sign for this product that these majestic extended arts are stable at $75, because there is about 1 in every 2 boxes of Everfest will have an extended art card. Now again, there's a lot of, you know, not expensive cards in this set in that slot, but these majestic ones are really adding some value. So it adds a lot of EV to the set. It adds almost $7 per box if you do 1 in every 2 boxes. It adds almost $7 in value to the boxes that you open, which is pretty considerable. Majestic rainbow foils, let's take a look and see where those are as we move that all over. We're down 16% this week. A couple weeks in a row too. We were down 12% last week, down 16% this week. I think people are just preparing for the next season. Again, these boxes are still available, so the prices are going to continue to kind of drop a little bit, and you may see some specific cards pop if the meta picks up in one direction. But a lot of these cards are, Swarming Gloomveil and Revel and Runeblood are cards that saw a lot of play, and now the question is, what is the meta going to be? And so we don't know what that is yet, and that's causing these cards to just not sell. And that's okay. You just need to know that that's why it's a little bit soft. So average majestic rainbow foil price sitting at about $5. Looking at your regular majestics, as we slide that over, same kind of deal, soft last week, a little bit soft this week, and a lot of kind of holding out to build decks. And I think that's kind of one of the things. Your supply is just not getting eaten up right now because everyone's eyes are on Uprising. So, all right, let's take a look there at the EV calculation here. If you take a look, and this is kind of what you get in a box. This is all broken down for you. If you open up a 40 boxes and you do hit the Fable, you'll be sitting at around $75 per box. Now, if you don't open the Fable, and if you don't want to sell the rares, so this is only going to include the Majestics, and let's show you exactly what this includes. This includes the cold foil rare in every one box, your cold foil Majestic in every 2.8 boxes, your 7 Majestics, your 1 1/4 foil Majestics, your cold foil legendary, your skull cap, and your extended art. So if you kind of on average, if you open up a case, you should sit around $70 per box, $68 per box. But if you're just opening up one box and you do hit a cold foil rare, you'll be sitting on an average of around $36. So that is where Everfest is. Again, if you are interested in this product, I do think it's fun to open. I do think that this set has some great cards in it. The biggest issue going for the financial value of the set is that it is still available. And while it's still available, the prices aren't going to do much. And especially if we do end up getting an unlimited version, there will be further downwards pressure on this product. I do not anticipate that that will actually happen. They kind of said it won't if the demand's not there. It does not look like the demand is there in my mind. Again, if you look at the kind of volume of sold listings on TCG Player and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is Everfest. If you want access to all this stuff again as a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Get this collection tracker and it updates whenever you see a video like this. And it does support this channel. This is what allows me to have quit my job to make content like this. You can also shop over at CavDanesMarket.com, where I have booster boxes up available for sale. And then you can pick up your singles using the discount code in the description of the videos over at MinMax Games Fab. So hope you guys have yourself a fantastic day. Remember, be kind to the people around you. That's all that matters in this world. The cardboard doesn't matter. What really matters is your interactions with other people and that you utilize them to make the world a better place. So hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to those people around you. We'll see you again next video.